Thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to the 6th Annual SEPAC Appreciation Awards. My name is Casey Atkins. Sorry. The podium is on wheels. I just want to preface with that, and we have a little feedback situation. If I start hurting anyone's ears, that's going to be a thing. How about if I talk from back here? Can you hear me okay? All right, we'll do that. Okay, well, as I said before, my name is Casey Atkins. I am president of the Concord SEPAC, and it turns out I can't do the readers and then look at all of you without getting nauseous, so we're gonna work on this together. I'm joined this afternoon by our other board members. We have Eva Mustafi, we have Kelly O'Donnell, we have Sarah Betancourt, Chris Tarlow. We also have other board members who are not with us right now, but are here in spirit. Ashley Healy. We have our liaison, Rupam Garg, and Aishu Kumar. Okay, I had to do that off of memory. Here we go. Before we get started in earnest, I'd like to thank Willard for hosting us, and especially Principal Matt Lucy and Sherry Loisel and Mrs. Matthews. So thank you so, so much. We'd also like to recognize that we're joined by members of the school committee this afternoon, Chair Alexa Anderson, Chair Tracy Morano, and Member Court Booth. A little bit about SEPAC. Our purpose and charge are codified in Mass General Law to advise the school committee on matters that pertain to the education and safety of students, with disabilities and to meet regularly with school officials to participate in the planning, development, and evaluation of the school committee's special education programs. Our mission is to ensure an appropriate education for children with disabilities and to foster and support a collaborative and inclusive culture in our schools and community that values diversity and recognizes the contributions and uniqueness of each learner. We work in partnership with the school administration and the school committee to support students and further their goals of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We provide outreach, support, and education to inform and empower families and members of the community through events, workshops, and communication via newsletters, social media, and our website. I think we're good. Yeah, so far so good. Thank you. We welcome and encourage all members of the community to engage and take part in these efforts. Now, we're here today to celebrate all of you and to extend our gratitude for the work that you do on behalf of our children and for our community. We had another record-shattering year with 114 honorees and over 150 submissions from over 70 families. And that's exactly how I felt stuffing these bags. I'm with you, my friend. You've been nominated by families, caregivers, and students from every part of the educational spectrum, ages 3 through 22. From Concord, Carlisle, and Boston, for going above and beyond in your efforts to support students with disabilities and different learning needs. You are teachers, administrators, nurses, specialists, paraprofessionals, and other staff who have made a profound difference for our community during such a challenging time. Now, enough of me talking. We're going to get this party started. There was serious debate about playing jock jams while doing the name calling, just to sort of spice it up a little bit and not put you through a long assembly. However, we're going to have to keep it a little bit more professionalized. We're going to try to keep this as tight and tidy as we can. We respect your time, and we are going to ask that folks will call out by school, and we're going to start with the preschool. You guys are going to line up next to Kelly over there. You all know her, known face, and you'll have your bags handed to you, and pictures will be taken on that side. Then we're going to move on through the elementary schools by alphabetical order, then to CMS, then to CCHS. Sorry, now I'm back and forth because you guys are seeing it. All folks will come grab their bags down this way as you can and line up over there with your school to have a photo taken and then return to your seats. All right. Donna, are you ready to get this party started? I think she's ready. Donna's ready. Okay, now I have to switch to a different listing, and I'm going to start with the integrated preschool, which is near and dear and close to my heart and many others here on this board. It is the entry point for so many of our students. They start at age 3. So we're going to start it off with Carla Abbott. And I completely forgot to say, please hold your applause till the end of the school is listed. Ann Bailey. Really, Elizabeth Fiddler? Donna Balmuth. Amanda Borsetti. Christine Brown. Jennifer DiFrancesco. Mrs. D, as we all know. Lindsay Donahue. Nancy McGregor. Emily O'Callahan, and last but certainly not least, Janet O'Shea. Moving on to the elementary schools now, with Alcott, we had 6 submissions, 6 honorees, and I'm going to apologize if I mispronounce anyone's name. Feel free to correct me. We will start with Teresa Bartolami, Kristen Corliss, Carrie Delaney, Adam Greger, Noelle Johnson, and Stacy Torres. And I believe only one of you is able to be here this evening, so if it feels lonely. Get in there with her, Kelly. Don't make her feel alone. Next up, we have Thoreau. Alcott should not feel bad. Thoreau houses a lot of programs. So we'll start with that. Just explainer. We had 41 submissions and 34 honorees. All right, here we go. I kind of want to say this name with a little bit of a jock jam flair. You ready for it? Jessica Baker. Kim Berard. Chris Chamberlain. Angel Charles. I had to. It's been a long week. I apologize. Deb Chilton. Mike Cullum. Emily Doyle. Elizabeth Fiddler. Denise Fitzsimmons. Arminio Formato. Shannon Granger. Sachiko Hall. Christy Harrington. Peggy Harrington. Justine Hebert. Kate Jessman. Carla Keefe. Sarah Kaufman. Sarah Keller. Kirsten Kelly. Rachel Levesque. Pam McIver. Kelsey Magoon. Kayla McLaughlin. Suzanne Monahan. Kelly Pierce. Sarah Sequeira. Jill Sinclair. Joni Stormwind. Angela Suarez. Kim Thomas. Ashley Toomey. Alyssa Walsh. And Marley Wright. I think I'm going to be. Thank you. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Yeah. They're over there. Next up, we have the home team, Willard, with 27 submissions and 17 honorees. Michael, thank you very much. You threw me a lifeline and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Kathleen Berry. Pat Berry. Tracy Breen. Jessica Edwards. Kristen Grenier. Lori Hack. Andrea Hawthorne. Marin Holmes. Julia Holzwasser. Sarah Kwok. Nancy Langford. Matt Lucy. Julie Matos. Jennifer Wasserman. Sam Wellen. Rachel Wolf. You may applaud now. This is where they swap. That's the fun part. This is where they swap. Congratulations. Next up, we have the Concord Middle School with 26 submissions and 20 honorees. Starting off with Mary Almeida, Peter Beldraki, Deborah Bordenaro, Laura Brand, Justin Cameron, Gregory Connor, Kim Sear, Brendan Egan, Joby Fagans, Katie Grotenstein, Megan Kakavich, Liz Leduc, Cara Luther, Justin Matos Atamian, Maria McDermott, Joseph Mayer, James Patterson Ware, Robbie Robbins, Christopher Skinner, Monica Subaki. Ready to the high school? Just a second, because we actually have the Conley family that's coming up. you're good.
Yeah, if I had had help setting it up.
Before we move on to the high school, as has become custom, we have some students in the Conley family who will come down to present their awards to their nominees. Can I have the Conley family come on down?
Hi, my name is Elliot Connolly, and on behalf of my family and myself, I'd like to acknowledge Mrs. Pam Gore for making an impactful difference in my life. Miss Gore filled a much-needed role for me in my school life, and as a fledgling freshman, I require what we'll call a maternal structure while in the school building, and Miss Gore has seen me for my heart and my potential. Oops. What might have appeared to be a misguided boy, she saw a rapidly developing young man with the patience, structure, and accountability I have matured into a student who realizes my potential daily. She also provided a lighthouse in the turbulent sea of what high school can sometimes be, and sometimes taking refuge in a safe space where I can learn, be accepted, and encouraged makes more of an impact than we all can realize. Because she always believes in me, I, in turn, started to realize what I can do. Her impact on me this year is positively life-altering, and for that, my family and I are forever grateful. Thank you.
I'm going to call up Pam Gore actually go ahead and I'll call them up.
Okay. Good evening. I am Stella Conley, a junior, and tonight, on behalf of myself and my family, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Clark Whitney. Mr. Whitney, myself, and family embarked on a journey together, certainly to conquer chemistry, but above all, to understand how to work as a cohesive unit. It has been a true feat of mutual admiration and compromise from both of us, in ensuring that I continue feeling confident to persist and Mr. Whitney to be open to adapting to what I require. It was a tightrope of dissecting an IEP and creating a living, breathing dynamic. In the past 4 years of being a family managing an IEP, we have never seen a teacher more dedicated to support me, and in return, this has allowed me to persevere through extreme challenge. According to my parents, it's refreshing to interact with a teacher who, in a scientific domain that is traditionally binary, exemplify one who exercises compassion and accommodates. Subjects like chemistry have the potential to decimate fledgling students like myself. Strangely, there are teachers who pride themselves in carrying the torch to do so, but not Mr. Whitney. His impact has been a life lesson, one which I will always draw from. Even though I have a learning disability, I can accomplish hard subjects when I have a teacher who believes in me, who realizes that with a little compassion and a willingness to adapt allows me to conquer the insurmountable. He changed my entire perspective and expectations of myself, my teachers, and my learning path. As I look to university in the near future, this couldn't have been more timely. There aren't words to express our gratitude, but coming from a very scientific household, what we've experienced is pure chemistry.
Could we please have Clark Whitney and Pam Gore come down to accept their awards? You're going to scoot over for a picture. And now we will move on to the rest of the high school.
Hello, Eva Mustafi, Concord Carlisle SEPAC board member for Carlisle. I just wanted to extend a huge gratitude to all of the educators here making a difference in our kids' life. Mr. Whitney, my daughter loves the brisket came out perfect. That was the chemistry class, experiential learning. It was absolutely on point. Concord Carlisle High School had 32 submissions and 26 honorees. And honorees as follow: Eduardo Beato, Jeff Block, Nancy Booton, Lauren Bradley, Nikki Caples, Jenna Caruso, Tamara DeCesare, and I hope I'm pronouncing correctly, please correct me, Pat Danley, Jan Eck, Marianne Gaffney, Pam Gore, Roberta Halloran, Thomas Keene, Courtney Lara, Rhiannon Lay, Michelle Malone, Catherine McGowan, Alex Purer, Matthew Radman, Michelle Schofield, Dan Simone, Katie Stahl, Mary Stevens, Clark Whitney again, Sarah Wandawalski, and Patricia Worth. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations to all of you. Your gift bags have your certificate, and they also have a print off of statements that families left for you, along with a small token of our appreciation. That is really just a small effort on our part to extend how deep and broad our gratitude goes. We know how hard each of you works, and there are many of your colleagues who should be here with us today who work just as hard, who get just as creative and thoughtful for their students, who dig deep every single day to meet our children where they are. And we appreciate, we see you, and we are so, so grateful to have you in our children's lives. Thank you. Last but certainly not least, we do have a few special recognitions here from the SEPAC board. Now, what has started to become a trend is one person will inevitably get a ridiculous amount of submissions. And last year it was Ann Bailey. She's still a high earner. This year was actually very poignant for us. This year it was a reading specialist at Thoreau, and sort of an unsung hero who works diligently with students and covers what is really a challenging, huge foundational piece for anyone: literacy, writing, cognition, comprehension. And we would like to extend our appreciation to Chris Chamberlain from Thoreau, who could not join us this evening, but she is notable in that she received 5, thank you, Kelly, appreciate it, the teamwork here, 5 submissions this year. And that is really notable because this crowd is so talented and is so big. We have a few things that her families wrote about her, and she's not here to join us this afternoon, but we think it makes sense all the same. Here's a note from one of her families. We believe wholeheartedly that Chris is the reason our student has shown progress and growth and is able to read. We often say we don't know where we would be without Chris. Another family. Chris has made such a profound difference in the life of our son, as well as his entire family. Our child has made such tremendous strides with reading, spelling, and writing through his work with her. His comfort and fluency with reading is so dramatically different from where he started last year, despite his dyslexia. And you can see that his self-confidence has risen with his improved skills. Most importantly, our child really feels like Chris is his special person. I could go on and on about the incredible gifts that Chris has given us, but quite simply, she has changed our son's school trajectory and his sense of self, and we will be forever grateful to her for all that she has put into her work with him. We'd like to recognize Chris Chamberlain because that's just flat out pretty awesome. Chris isn't here, but we do have something extra special for her. Our newly elected state representative, Simon Cataldo, is a big believer in education, public education, and he also did a stint in special education early in his career. And he has issued a citation for Chris. Get it out of my bag of tricks here. Angel, would you mind coming up to accept this on Chris's behalf, please? Thank you. Representative Cataldo could not be here this afternoon, but does extend his congratulations to all of you. Now, this next person is pretty great. Some might even say she's magic. I think you might say that. There's an occupational therapist at the integrated preschool, Donna Balmuth, who is making a difference for years. Donna is a frequent honoree of this body. And this is what the families had to say about Donna. And also, Donna's retiring this year, which breaks our heart for anyone who's younger than 3. Donna is a joy, and her genuine love for children shines through in everything she does. She's an extremely skilled professional and our child not only loves working with her, but has also made an astonishing amount of progress in just a short time. She will be greatly missed next year. Another family had this to say about Donna. Everyone who knows her will understand that Donna has that spark of magic. She has a rare ability to connect with children. While Donna is immensely humble and always credits the child for any progress. That was not smooth, my apologies. It is clear that it is Donna's presence and instruction that has allowed our child not only to master critical skills, but also gain confidence in them. We feel immensely lucky that we are counted among Donna's families. We hope that this award is a small token of our and so many other families' appreciation of a career that touched the lives of so many in our community. We'd like to recognize Donna Balmuth for her magic, her skills, her dedication, and care of our youngest students. We wish her the very best in her retirement, and I'm sure that she will be welcome to come back as the turkey during Thanksgiving at Ripley. Donna, come on up here. Donna also received a special citation from Representative Cataldo for her work. Let's go in front and get wires here. We'll scoot over just a little bit. Kelly, come on in. Come on, bookend this. She had both of our kids. There are changes afoot at another school in this district. As many of you know, Angel Charles is leaving her role as principal at Thoreau, and she will be joining the administration as the Director of Student Services. She is beloved by families and staff alike. And we're going to have to get the Kleenex for the Thoreau crew over here. In her tenure, we have heard the following things from families. Angel is the heart and soul of Thoreau. Her dedication to her students is unwavering, and her support of the specialized programs at Thoreau has made all the difference in the world to our family. My son loves going to school and has thrived in the positive and inclusive environment at Thoreau. We are eternally grateful for Angel's vision and commitment to all students. While we will miss her terribly at Thoreau, we are excited to see what she can do in our districts, and can't wait for our paths to cross again. From another family, Angel has been extraordinary for our family. From establishing the bridge and ILP programs at Thoreau, to making sure she had pickles in her office for my child when he was struggling, to joining him at a tour of his new school when he had to switch. She is accessible, thoughtful, and savvy. She sets the tone at Thoreau, and she will be an exceptional student services director for the districts. We'd like to recognize Angel Charles for her extraordinary efforts at Thoreau Elementary School. Angel doesn't get a citation from Representative Cataldo because she's got a lot more work to do, and we can't wait to partner with you. All right, this next person definitely gets the Jock Jam introduction. A famous Concordian once said, "Successful is the person who leaves the world better than they found it." Can anyone tell me which famous Concordian that was? Emerson. You get a balloon. Come down and see Kelly at the end. Concord education. That's right. And we can think of no better way to describe Debbie Dixon. She has certainly left special education in our district better than she found it. She brought experience, empathy, and a deep knowledge of special education at a time, post-pandemic, that it was sorely needed. While we at the SEPAC recognized this early on, our families have been observing it. Snippets from the families. Debbie has been a wonderful support to our family and a true champion. She's approachable, creative, and truly dedicated to helping all learners succeed. Her broad perspective helped us to reconfigure services. Her guidance made all the difference. Another family shared, Debbie has been like a breath of fresh air. She has a deep understanding of special education and is committed to the best interests of our students. She is engaging and responsive, and it has been a pleasure to work with her over the last 2 years. Thank you, Debbie, for showing our districts how special education can and should be approached. We are so grateful for your time here, and we wish you the very best in your retirement. Come on up. You also were nominated by a family. You're going to be the peanut butter. Come on. Last but certainly not least, we would like to recognize Dr. Hunter, who usually has to be the one standing up at the podium, explaining a new policy, defending a budget, explaining that budget, explaining a policy, welcoming students. Lori's time here has been nothing short of remarkable. Remarkable in the environment and culture she has fostered, the results she has stewarded, and certainly remarkable in the sheer number and breadth of challenges she and the district have faced. A pandemic, a cresting mental health crisis, economic uncertainty, fires, floods, more floods. We're going to start checking for locusts soon. Other neighboring districts have buckled and even imploded under this pressure. Yet here, we're thriving by so many measures. Due to our dedicated and talented educators, staff, and administrators, led by Lori. Dr. Hunter, we thank you for your clear-eyed and responsible leadership, for your unwavering commitment to do right by our kids, families, staff, and community. We look forward to continuing our strong partnership. Thank you, Lori. In closing, we'd like to acknowledge that the past few years have really been remarkable in education. So many of the norms, so many of the things that we would have considered conventional wisdom have flown out the door. And you all have been frontline workers in this daily fight. A daily fight to make sure our kids get what they need. It is work every single day. We see you, we appreciate you. This is really just a small way to show that, and I am running out of vocabulary words that rhyme and go with gratitude. But sincerely, we are not living in or operating in the same world that we were 5 years ago. Our children, in many ways, are the canaries in that landmine. And you guys have been called upon time and time again to go above and beyond, to address mental health needs that you never thought or were trained to do, to address a state of dysregulation that is unlike what I think any other class of educators has seen. And that is really saying something, because our kids are still coming home happy, learning, meeting expectations, exceeding expectations. And that is what makes this district so enviable, because of all of you and your colleagues who are not here with us today, who are ours also just as remarkable. So with that, I say thank you. We appreciate you. Go out and enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully it will stop raining. And we appreciate you. Yeah.